Hello and good Monday morning. Hopefully, all of our mothers had a good Mother's Day, a good day to be recognized and have love and have their family be a part of them. So, Monday morning here, I had just got done watching a Joyce Myers kind of like television thing where she was actually talking about greed and temptation. And something that kind of drew my attention whenever she was talking about this, I got to thinking about people that are making choices today. A lot of times they're trying to make the easier routes instead of taking the more, harder route. We learn, we get knowledge and stuff. So, as she was talking and talking about this greed of temptation, I kind of found my own little kind of sense of way I was kind of seeing it. So just imagine you got 10 people from every walk of life, everybody from the LGBTQ community, business community, people that are trying to make up their own business, people that, kind of are not want to be labeled as such, but kind of are a little lost in this world. They're given this building that comes in front of them, and this building has levels on this. And they're told that if you want to find all that's right, everything, direction, satisfaction in your life, you got to find these levels. And whenever you go to these levels of this building of life, this is actually where you're going to find what you're looking for. But there's that little bitty conscious in the back of their mind saying, don't go to the building. The building is not worthy. It's not going to work. It's going to basically just kind of lead you astray. You need to find your own values, and you need to find your own personal life in these things. But these 10 people decide they want to go for it. They want to go into it because they're like, I don't want to try, I want to find the easiest route. I don't want to do it. I want to get it, which all of us are very guilty of this, trying to find this. So at level one, when they go, at level one means they meet people, business associates, possible love interests, that they just have a job. They work 40 hours a week. They make $40,000 a year. They're very loyal, very, very, trustworthy. But, some are kind of, they're trying to build their thing, but they're satisfied with just being there. So one person of the group is like, okay, this is good. You've got a job. You've got compassion. You've got love in your heart. I want to stay here. So one person stays. Level two are the people that have college degrees. These are the ones that have six figures. These are the ones that they want a partner that's going to work. They want a person that's going to be there. They want a person that, is going to make their own money. They've worked hard in college. They're wanting to make their own money. So the first thing there is like, if you're going to be my mate, my partner, I want you to have a job. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're just working for a temp agency. So one person is like, I think, yeah, I'll try this. So they go down, one person. Okay, now we've got 8 people that are going level 3. These are the people that have master's degree. They have doctorates. They're making $800,000 to $1 million a year. So, oh my God, all these people are like, okay, I'm not going to have to work. This person's going to pay my bills. I can go work out all day. I can go to the beach. I can do that. If I want to do like a social media page, I'm good. I've got somebody that's going to take care of me. But the thing is, on level 3, they kind of want somebody that, is always going to be at their beck and call, somebody that's going to be there. But the thing is like, some are like, I don't really want to be at somebody's beck and call, but I want somebody that's going to basically kind of, be there for me. So several of them block off. Actually, 4 of them say, this is actually good for me. I'm good. I'm good with this. I don't have to work. You're going to pay my bills. You got insurance. Everything's good. But they're being tempted by, oh God, $800,000 a year. It's not $1 billion. It's not $1 million, but oh, it's good. Okay. So now they all kind of, 4 of them block off. So now we got 4 left. So then there's level 4. These are the billionaires. They are wanting everything. They're good. They're self-made people. They come from family money. They have created an app, things like, but and they're kind of, homely looking. They're kind of just regular old people. Some of them are real good looking, some of them, but these are self-made people, and they want to have self-made people, other people they want to associate with, because they're trying to build their business, but then they're kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. So two of them are like, oh, good, okay, this is good, but I'm glad they said self-made person, but then again, I'm kind of like, I don't give a shit. I want to just kind of stay, whatever. I kind of just want to just sit, not really have. So two people. Well, then as they're going, they see this level 5. They're thinking, these are very wealthy people. They're not necessarily billionaires. They have money. They have resources. They have a yacht. They're out on the beach. They've got money. But the thing is a lot of times they only want a trophy wife, trophy husband, trophy girlfriend, trophy thing. But they're going to give him money. They're going to give him a thing. But, they're telling him, hey, you got to go out. You got to work out. You got to stay fit. You're going to have plastic surgery, because once you get to a certain look, you're gone. You're out. I'm not going to take this. But these people are like, I don't mind a little plastic surgery. Well, then there's this one person that's like, as I was going up those levels, I just kind of seen how, there's some people that are wealthy that are wanting me to be my own person, but then there's some people that, they don't really see me. They don't want me. They only thing here. So this one person's like, it's just not going. But the other person's like, I don't care. I'm good. I want money. I'm not good. I don't want to work. I might do a little post on thing. I might do this, but I want to lay on the beach. I want to be this. I want to have money. So, but they're tempted by the wealth. They're tempted by all the things that are going for them. So then they turn around and they're like, okay, well, this one person's like, I've kind of seen where I need to work on myself. I need to make my own self. If that means I need to work a job, I'm good. I need to find something in my life that's going to matter to me, something that's going to give me, a little bit of substance. That way, because I don't want somebody to take away my self-independence, tell me I have to do this, because I don't want to go through painful surgeries. I don't want to have to sit there and rely on somebody with money, because what happens if they die? They may have certain people that money goes to, or I may have to fight with other people, other exes, other family stuff. So they see this little dusty elevator over there and this guy in a white jacket, and they're sitting there thinking, that person looks familiar. That person looks. So I went over there, and the person knocked the dust off, and they says, everybody that's got to this level usually doesn't take the elevator. But when we go on the elevator, we're just going to go all the way, we're going to go all the way down. I'm going to take you here. But the thing is like when we go to the bottom, it'll be a different place, different thing. So they go on the elevator and they go down, and it's like they were being told, what do you value in life? Well, I value myself, I value my family, but I want to make sure that I can support my family. I want to support my friends. But I've seen that money doesn't always pay for things. Glory is something I need in my heart. It's something that values. And they're like, okay, good. It's good. But the thing is, they start getting all these visions in their head. They're like, oh, man, I've got this idea of doing things, but for some reason I don't have like the resources. And and the person in white was like, as soon as we get to the bottom, this will be a world that you haven't seen before. This will be a world that maybe seems different to you, but all the people that are here have went down this same elevator you have, went down the same path you have, but they found something in there. So she goes down to this world and she sees billionaires, millionaires, self-made people, people that just work for a living, factory workers, people that work at McDonald's, people that work for, high-powering jobs. And they're all happy, and they're all like, hey, would you like a drink? Hey, would you like, some salad? Hey, would you like some food? Hey. Everything's good. And as they were sitting there, they were kind of like, you know, I want to go up all the levels, but I want to make friends as I was going. So they went up to level 1, found the person with the regular job. It's like, okay, cool. I like, do you know of a place I can work at? So they're like, okay, I've got a job. It doesn't pay much. It's 37,000. Okay, that's good. She goes up to level 2 and she kind of sits there and she goes, the thing is probably I've got, some things I want to do. I might go to a trade school, I want to learn, interior design, but I want to learn, basically I want to learn to be able to do electronics and stuff like that, maybe put my thing on social media. And they're like, okay, good. All right, good. Got an idea. She goes to level 3 and finds the doctorates and stuff. And she drops the idea to them. Most of them, they're like, this is not, I just want somebody that, here, but I want a self-made person. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'll invest 20,000 in you, but right now I just want 1%. And then another person says, well, I like what you're saying. I want to invest 30% on you. Kind of like Shark Tank people. Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. I'm still in school, but I'm good. Okay, good. You're self-made. So then the billionaire comes, she goes up to level 5, and she goes, and the billionaire is like, I just want somebody here, but I'm trying to get into this. I'm going to invest 10% of what you do. Well, I'm still in school, I'm trying to make myself like, crap. I wish I was wanting somebody to kind of be a self-made person. Great. Then they go to level 5, and it's the very wealthy people, and they're like, no, I like it, but I like my yacht. I don't want to invest the time, but I appreciate it. I've got people other thing. So then there's no elevator there. So then she goes down the stairs, and as she's going down and she goes up to on the stairs, she looks back and she goes, okay, I want to go back and I just want to see what I may have missed. All of a sudden, level 5, the biggest level, is empty. People are crying. People are upset. People are mad. People are like, well, I've got to do this so I can just make money. But as she was sitting there, it hit, she was like, I seen a lot of people with self-greed. I seen a lot of people that were just tempted by things that were so important, like money, power, wealth, yachts. But I really start seeing how I can be self-motivated, but temptation is getting there. Greed is big. And the reason why I put this story was to show you guys how temptation and greed is so rampant right now. A lot of times people are trying to settle only for small things. Have a vision, work on it, get there. You might have to have investors in something like that, or you may have to work from the bottom, go to school and keep going up. And the thing is, I start seeing people with temptation. A lot of them, they get tempted by, I can make $1 million real quick. I see all these people that are telling me, I can make $1 million. I'm going to invest in them. I'm going to give them $5,000 of my money and do it. And then I don't get jack crap afterwards. A lot of times you got to realize something, that people that tend to only want you just for your looks don't care about your personal thing. But if somebody's willing to invest 10% of you or whatever, they're interested in you, but you have to have your own strength and your own inner drive. Because temptations, there's always that temptation. Oh, if it's not working, I can always do this thing. A lot of people that start selling drugs, I'm sorry, they get onto these pages where they're selling sexual content. It's quick, it's easy, people do it. But when does it stop being where you start finding where you matter, where you can value, and building on your own self-made, and where you're tempted by greed, money, power, and I'm not really thinking about myself no more. The level 5 people, it's empty area. These are people that have given in. They've given up. They have not found what is in there. Don't give up. Don't fall into greed, because greed and temptation is the sin that is the biggest thing. It is what will take you down quicker than anything in this world. Always value yourself. Not everything's going to be cherries, roses, and easy. Work through the hard times, because eventually the bumpy roads will smooth out. Even if they are bumpy, keep going. So the moral of my story is, don't fall into greed thinking I am getting obsessed with trying to find power and money. Everybody wants it. Nobody can sit here and say they don't. But the thing is, be your self-made person. If you make $50,000 or $50 billion this year, you are doing something in your life. Or if you're making $50, you're making something that is involved in you. And don't follow the temptation of the slick willies that are going to try to do this. A lot of level 5 people are in this world, but just think, it's not necessarily we're wanting to get everybody to a level 1. You can be a level 5, a level 6, a level 7. You can be any level you want. But if you're giving in to somebody else's desires and stuff, or you're getting into somebody else's what they think you should be, you're taking away yourself. You're taking away everything that is involved in you. Trust in yourself. Invest in yourself. Always take the gamble of yourself. Nothing in this world comes easy, but the easiest part of this world is in believing in yourself and not stopping. And that's Christopher Cash, digging deep with Cece on Monday morning, saying, don't fall temptation of greed and temptation. Always invest in yourself and love yourself. You are worth it. You are a valuable person in this world. Don't give up. Don't give in. Find what makes you and keep it going. Even if it means you're a social media influencer. Lots of people that are good. But like I said, it doesn't matter what level you're on. Be yourself. Don't stop being yourself. Find love and support and never stop being you. Have a great Monday morning, and all moms, I love you. Have a good one and never stop being you, and keep it real. Have a good day.